Is this thing on? Okay, cool. Hey, what's up? Yeah, this is my voice, but you're not here for that. I know. Let's focus on what you're here for. Outcome Memories. A wonderful game that needs no explanation. You know why you're here, so let's just get into it. Here's the definitive Outcome Memories version 0.1 tier list. Also, sorry if I sound a little nasally, I just got out of being sick. Now, what do I mean by definitive exactly? There's tons of tier lists for this game, so what's so special about this one? Well, listen up, because I'll be giving characters multiple ranks based off of different things. Specifically, self-defense, how well a character can defend themselves or get away in a chase, team support, how a character can interact with their teammates and how they can keep the team alive, and last man standing, how well the character is during the last man standing event. I will go through the characters in order, ranking them from S all the way down to F. Starting with While Tails' cannon is one of the best stunts in the game, it's very easy to get caught lacking due to the zoom in and greatly reduced speed. Unless you have tons of distance or with a teammate that can spot you, you'd be best not to bother. His glide isn't bad either, but 2011X hard counters it with charge. You have to wait a few seconds to cancel the flight anyway, so if he uses charge, you might as well pray you have teammates near you. Aside from his clutch snipes from across the map that are always cool to see, he can't really help in any other way. Half the time, his best bet is hanging in a hiding spot away from danger, but he can help Metal Sonic heal faster, so I guess that's cool. Tails actually becomes usable during his last man standing due to his cannon having almost instant charge time. I still decided to give him a B since charge is still his worst enemy when using glide. He's not too bad, he does his job, but he gets countered very easily.
Standing alone, standing just at a bridge, foot on the brakes, but I need to go on. Day after day as I fall behind you, keep me away from being who I am. No more chains on me. Limit? I've got your limit right here!
The Blue Blur himself has many ways to keep himself from danger, including his dodge meter that provides 1 to 2 free hits from X's basic attack depending on if he has rage mode active or not. The dodge meter can also phase through charge if he has enough of it. On top of that, Peel Out is an amazing boosting move that'll pretty much get you away from him anytime that you use it, although it is really risky, especially if you're in a chase. But if you need a safer option, Drop Dash is pretty much... The only thing holding him back from an S, in my opinion, is the fact that experienced next players usually close the gap between them with invisibility every time, so... His Peel Out supports most of his team just how it supports himself, allowing him and another player, that's not Eggman or Metal Sonic, to get away from Executioner into a much safer location. The only reason I give him an A, not a B, is because he can hit EXE through the iframes, which allows longer stun chains. Sonic's global cooldown between his two abilities are gone during his last man standing, which basically means he can make a hit and run. I deny an S for 2 reasons. 1, he is vulnerable to invisibility and trickery. His main tactic during last man standing is to hit and get away as fast as you can. And he also has a passive called Guilt, which makes him die in 2 to 3 shots in last man standing, while most survivors can take at least 4 to 5. provides 24/7 action and can handle his own. Sonic is one of the most fun characters to play in my opinion. Surprisingly, Amy has many resources to keep herself from danger. Her hammer attack has offense and mobility due to her hammer bounce that can also stun. Her hammer throw is good for range defense and a better stun than the standard hammer attack. It also makes you look cool after hitting it. There's also huge RNG with her cards that make it slightly tempting to not give us an S, but I'm fine with leaving it at that. With good RNG, you can get speed, damage resistance, slow healing, which caps at 75, but still, and more. The only thing to worry about is bad RNG, which I get a ton. Otherwise, there's not many issues. Her stuns are cool, but the Rascal also has her Sun and Moon cards to assist her team. Her Sun card not only heals herself, but also her nearby team, albeit slowly. And they can't beat Metal Sonic either, for whatever reason. The Moon card gives a random percentage boost or nerf to either speed and damage resistance to all nearby players. Both cards have their downsides, however. The Sun card will slowly blind nearby players with a white light, and the Moon card takes away most of Amy's vision. RNG is a heavy factor, so you can't really tell how things will turn out, but it all balances out enough for an A. Amy doesn't get many changes, besides her Sun card healing her to 100 instead of 75, yet she only barely gets an S because she can be very vulnerable to charge, which is usually a run ender. Since the Executioner is putting 110% focus on her, she's way more susceptible to being read like a book. But if RNG is in your favor, it becomes a lot more manageable. With enough mastery and a sprinkle of good luck, she's a core part of the team. Anyone who's ever played Cream expected this ahead of time. Her only quote-unquote defense is dash, which only pushes whoever she hits slightly and gives her a speed boost.
Was that the bite of 87?
While giving her own self 2 damage. The second you're caught lacking, you're cooked. Don't even think about trying to heal yourself during a chase. However, there is a tech you can do where most of your healing animation makes you invincible to charge specifically. Aside from that tech though, she can glide in the air, which can extend her survival time and even make a small juke if she chooses to bounce off a wall. Despite all this, if she's focused, she's bound to take a hit or two at the very least. Despite her lack of defense, she provides an essential heal that can refresh her team from a damaged state. The heal is about 10 health per heal tick, but it's cut in half if Cheese dies from Cream getting about to, let's say, 30 health? Nevertheless, it can make or break a team sometimes if the EXE is experienced. When the last one left, Cream actually gets a ton of buffs. She gets 3 dodges while also being immune to charge until they're used up. Her dash cooldown is also heavily reduced. Her self-heal is no longer tied to that overbearing animation either, even being able to heal during a chase. However, this does mean the heal tech from earlier is gone. She's still pretty much defenseless, but she can actually stand a chance here unlike before. Playing Cream usually means you don't want to have fun, but I respect all the Cream mains, single-handedly keeping the teams alive sometimes. Contrary to what I've heard a lot before, Metal Sonic is very vulnerable sometimes. Even if he hits his destructive charge, he takes damage and cannot heal if EXE decides to go after him after getting up. And with what targeting I've seen Metal take, it's definitely a realistic solution. The self-heal is amazing, but very slow if Eggman and Tails are not present. On the bright side, however, he can take way more damage than most survivors due to his 50% damage reduction. He's also less vulnerable to charge since it only drains 1 HP at a time instead of 2. His only way of aiding others is his destructive charge, but that in itself is a huge time save for the others. Even in Rage, this keeps the Executioner busy way longer than most stuns. Other than that though, he kinda relies on survivors. But the one way he can help is nice. Metal Sonic's damage reduction is actually raised to 75% during his last man standing, which makes him a wall for taking hits. His destructive charge doesn't damage him upon hitting the executioner into a wall anymore. He does have a major drawback still. Since he is being fully focused on, healing becomes insanely more difficult and near impossible to do. If you can't juke extremely well while also having a good map knowledge, you might as well just give up. When not being targeted, he's a good staller for the Executioner, but he's also really reliant on his team to defend him when in danger. Being a survivalist, Eggman's tools are utilized to protect himself. His energy shield is pretty much Knuckles' counter if you trade stun time for movement. It's good at keeping yourself safe for a few seconds. He has a jetpack boost that gives him his canonical speed for a few seconds. His double jump also allows for him to get to places the Executioner would have to take the long route for. And for some reason his jump cooldown is the lowest in the game by a large margin, but it's good for juking, so can't complain about that. The energy shield allows for protecting teammates during their vulnerable situations, like Cream or Metal Sonic healing, or if a teammate is right about to be caught off guard by EXE. He's basically the "you ladies alright" personification in this game. Now that would only usually get him a C by my standards, but he's actually one of the main reasons Metal Sonic players get to be the nuisances that they are, because standing near Metal Sonic greatly speeds up his healing speed. It's a lot harder to play Metal without Eggman in the lobby. Eggman doesn't really get any changes that I know of besides his energy shield stunning for 5 seconds instead of 2, so he's just the same, but better. His main weakness is a selfish player, but surprisingly, Eggman can be one of the most important team players. Maybe that was his master plan all along.
Come on, bring it!
He has a lot of tools at his disposal to keep EXE at bay. Along with Punch and Charge Punch, he has his Ground Slam ability to attack in a radius around him. He can also counter, which can be hard to hit sometimes, but it's worth a hit. He even has a passive ability where he can cling to a wall and glide off of it after jumping. This can make for some really good juking spots. His punch may be basic stun support, but like Sonic's drop dash, it can hit through iframes, which means he can help chain stuns and keep him stunned for a while. He can also use his block to keep a stationary teammate safe, like Cream Metal Sonic when they're healing. Aside from slight buffs, he doesn't change much from before. The only thing is that you're going to have to be more aware of charge, since EXE is going to be on your buns the whole time. There's a reason he's tougher than the rest of them, and tougher than leather. He's got a tight hold on this S for protecting himself and others. So, there you have it, the definitive tier list for Outcome Memories version 0.1. Despite some characters being better than others, the game is very balanced for just being dropped not too long ago. But what do you think? Do you think I'm right? Do you think I should be locked up for these opinions? Let me know in the comments what you think and what you'd like to see from me next. Also, let me know if you guys want my voice in future videos. This is experimental, as I am not good with scripted voiceovers. Thanks for watching. I don't really know how to end this.
You die at my hand!